Before we begin, remember to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications of new videos from Estate123. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Okay,
Hi.
so for today's Estate123 webinar, we will be talking about something called Period 9 Feng Shui. So with me today is our guest speaker, Joe, who is
Hi,
also
hi.
our Estate123 co-founder.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other co-founder is also here, Wei Yong.
Hi.
So we'll all be talking about this period 9 feng shui, and Joe will be sharing his property search experience using this period 9 feng shui.
Yeah,
So
casual sharing now.
yeah, just a casual chat. And we
Yeah.
since I think most of us are not aware of what exactly is this period 9 feng shui, so we are
Mhm.
quite interested to find out about this experience of Joe searching for property
Oh, sure,
using
no
this
problem.
method.
Yeah,
Let's
because
share.
I
Let's
also
have a
never
fun.
heard of it until when Joe was telling us, it's like, oh, this is a new method.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
want to find out more about this also. See what
I,
Joe
I
has to share.
actually, I actually quite surprised also. I will tell the story a bit. Yeah. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So we all know something more or less. We know a little bit about regular feng shui. So
Mhm.
what we want to know from you, Joe, is what is this period 9 feng shui?
Okay. I actually not a feng shui master to be honest. So,
Disclaimer.
but I think the first is that we need to know a bit about this period 9. What is it? So in the feng shui, I mean, entire feng shui belief, I would say. So there's actually, I mean, it come with like a 20-year cycles. When every 20 years, you got some stars movement, or whatever's that really changing the chi. I mean, in the particular earth, I mean, location. So it's actually not a religion, To me, I don't think it's religion. Feng Shui also got many, I think many categories, many different belief, many different studies, and many different many different university or faculties, I would say. So some people tend to put in some of the small thing, to think that it can activate something, and some believe in natural science. I tend to be much more into the natural science belief lah. Okay, so what is it all about the period 9 is because in the next 3 years, I would say 3 years, so the period 8 is going to be end soon. Okay, and it will start from 2023, if I'm not mistaken, soon. Okay, and some people even believe the energy of period 8 is now slowly shifting to period 9. So when period 9 come, the new movement of the star will form a new chi or new direction that you're going to face in order to be beneficiary, in terms of feng shui. Okay, that's how it period 9 come. I'm not going to tell you how it's going to come because I'm the feng shui master. Yeah, but like I say, I am an advocate of a natural feng shui, and then the movement of chi, and then not a religion, and as a result of the movement of the stars, and what we need to do for it. So that's period 9. But like you say, I mean, Laura, I mean, it's very surprised to me also. I mean, when I trying to look for it, maybe I'm the group of the people who believe in feng shui. I'm not so sure only me or not. So I found that when I speak to a lot of agents in the market, they do not really have this notice in mind, that what need to be done. So in particularly, I would say, as a business, Chinese man business, or maybe some people believe in feng shui, they will look for some houses like that to invest or to move on, or to get a new house to shift over there. So that is very important. I think if as an agent, you know that this knowledge, and then as a landlord, you want to really get a very good property and get good yield. Some people that really will give you high rental yield that don't care if you got a good unit. And then even like myself, I myself also look for one, searching around and see if I can get a hunt down for properties that as a home good to be feng shui nine in period 9 feng shui.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Mm.
basically, we are saying this kind of feng shui is more about positive kind of energy
Yeah, I
for
think
you
so.
to
Yeah.
find an ideal property.
Yeah, I think so. So that's
Okay.
the key things about it. But a bit of the understanding. I think I prepare a chart. That maybe we
Okay.
can
Okay.
show you the chart.
Let me share this chart.
Yeah, there's like I say again, I'm not a feng shui master, and there's a lot of detail, understanding and further extension about the calculation. But in general, period 9, a property, if your property, I mean the surrounding of the north side is actually having a water, they call it, I mean, be it a river, a lake, a pond with very clear waters, or even a swimming pool, some claim that, then you will have a very good activation for the next 20 years. When you stay there, you will create a lot of opportunities, or maybe even business opportunity, promotion opportunities. But I think it's everything tied to financial and promotion. It's going to be something very good if your north side got water. Okay, that's
So this
very
is for
important.
period 9.
Period 9.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the north side should be water.
Water. You got to look for. I think it's more like you walk out, then from the house. If your house is facing north and you got water, beautiful. But even if it's not facing north, but your north side is a bit left, got the water, also good.
Northeast or northwest also can.
There are some extension, but in
Oh.
general, the biggest activation is on north. Okay, for money. The second, if I'm not mistaken, is on the southeast. That's why I put a small boot and a pond there in the southeast chart. That if your property at the southeast got water, got a lake, got a pond, got a swimming pool, that can be something very good.
Oh.
Yeah. And the south side is supposed to be facing a mountain. So the mountain that they call it mountain hill, or maybe something that is escalated higher, from the common ground. If you have that things, it will be something good for your family, for your relationship, for your health. So there's something that is in both things. One is money, the other one is something like the health.
Stability, is it?
Stability, money, relationship, everything can be health as well. So the challenge now is, in the next 10 years, even myself, how can I actually will be getting such a property in a way that can really, I believe I work smart and I work hard. If I get something to help me further, why not? I mean, that's the important part of Feng Shui belief, I would say. But like I say, a lot of my friends are really into it. But I don't know why a lot of the agents and they don't go into it, because there is something that is a good selling point. If you get that property, you can even sell at a premium, and you can tell you're the owner. Why not raise a premium? Because you got a period 9, compliance properties and real estate for that.
So it's pretty good as a unique selling point, or maybe like an extra selling point for agents.
Yeah. I mean, very simple. If you really have a good properties, and then you can tell the story of the compliance of period 9, I believe a lot of people will come and speak to you. I mean, oh, well, why not? I mean, you maybe ask for a certain extra premium. I mean, if I got some agent to tell me that, Joe, I got all this thing compliant to you within your budget and I find for you, I don't mind even pay extra 10% to get that much of things and ready for you on the table.
Invest some kind of investment also lah.
Yeah. Investment is investment. I rather think it's important if I can find a house for myself to stay that compliance to period 9. So if I got extra fund, of course I'm going to buy all on this compliant 9, so people stay here much more better, and then healthier and get a lot of opportunity and development. So why not? Yeah.
Okay. So because for this, right, when we are talking about this period 9 Feng Shui, right, it's easy if you're looking at a new building, a new apartment, or maybe something that will be built in the future, in like when it will be ready in 2023, like you said, when the period 9 start. So how about like existing
I think
property?
the existing is not to say you can't, but you're going to spend a lot of resource to look into it. You see, let's say, for example, you come to our website estate123.com. Then even our friendly competitors like iProperty and Property Guru, you go out to look into the properties, and then you got to call them, and you got to go into the site, bring a compass. It's very important to bring a compass. Or a G-Shock phone if you got, a G-Shock watch, to go and measure. And then you got to have the challenge is, if you got a lot of money, to be honest, I mean, you can buy a bungalow that you can really go to half of the hill, hillside. Then you can see many things different without blocking. But in many Feng Shui master, they say, even though you comply to this period 9, but if you are not face to face, or you may not directly see the mountain or see the lake, you may be tripped by the properties in front by absorbing your benefits. You see. So the challenge is, it's not easy to find something that, especially if you look for a double-story link house, or maybe a semi-D, or maybe a huge strata township project, or maybe even apartment, if not tall enough. So it's so difficult. The challenge is not easy. So from my experience, I would say. But the thing is that the new one, you got much more easy. I mean, to really choose for. You got time, you can choose. If not, the new one, you got a plan. You got a overall plan. Later, I can show the second slide. You can see easy to find, and then you can look in the Google Map and look into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you can show the second slide.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let me
there's
go to the next slide.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
actually an example of Gamuda curve. I'm not selling for Gamuda curve, to be honest. So you got the Gamuda curve. I visited Gamuda curve, Cyberjaya, Bandar Utama, Damansara Perdana, Setia Eco Alam, Setia Alam, in a way. So this is an example of Gamuda curve, whereas if you got a township, I mean, it's very straightforward. This entire map, the north is just on top, the south is below. Okay, so when you are buying a house, then you know that you need water at the north side, okay, or you are at the southeast side. If you can see this, right? So the houses in near the central lake there, those at the north is actually at the water and the pond there. Well, you already complies to the period 9. Yeah, and then you got those that further above with the house that lining up, and the south is also got water. I think this group of the house in here actually comply to period 9 for money. So it's easy, very simple, very easy to money. But of course, if you're second row and third row, there's another kind of story that whether it will impact and then trim your benefits. I mean, as to what some Feng Shui masters say. But at least you got this water to be activated. Then you easy. There's so many rows for you to actually still select, right? Yeah. The problem is for this project, in a way, that you may not have a hill at the south. There is a hill at the south for the central, but not high enough. And then further down by a few kilometers only, you got a Bukit Changkit. So it's a bit different. I mean, if you want to look in that way, but it's not like you come out, you can see the mountain straight away. You may comply to certain mile of a mountain, but I mean, strict to the water. So just by example, I would say.
So actually, if you have the water, that's already like 50%
Yeah.
compliant already.
No, I mean, that depends on what you want, because some people think that if money is very important, it always depends. For Chinese, I think always is family and money are very important. So if you can find south is mountain and north is water, I believe is something that very valuable. You got to go and look into this property, buy it, keep for yourself, and sell it with this koi concept on it. So that will be, you will see a lot of people will keep talking about it in the next 3 years' time. Yeah.
So this project that you're checking out, is it one of the selling point that they have is about this period 9?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
More like
They
Or you
don't.
just happen to like
This has happened
take a
that
look at it.
I actually, because like I say, I'm sharing my experience when I'm looking for period 9 home. I'm looking around. What do you have that? So it's important. So if you can see that this is the, in fact, if further down they have the Paya Indah, wetlands, basically, and it's at the southeast of it. So basically,
Oh.
it really comply to money, I would say. But the hill, I couldn't find one.
I
That's
think
just to
like
share
most
the
developer also will have some aspect of feng shui when they are planning to build their township and or
They
their
are.
projects.
I discover in particular Chinese developer, they will tend to use this one. Especially I want to share like ECO, world, where they have a project in Puncak Alam. So they also share with me that a lot of customers are going into that area because there are a lot of valleys. So actually they built on top in the between the valleys. So there's a lot of
Oh.
mountains. And then whether water is one of the things that hard to find, I mean, but when you
River.
talk about river or pond or lake, it can be artificial and man-made,
Oh.
but at least there's a lake there, and then to activate of your north and the money. But the mountain side is a lot of people believe that, why it's good, because only at that area you can see. I can share with you. I don't know whether you can have let me share the screen.
Okay.
Then you can share screen.
So I just share screen here.
Yep.
You let me know whether
live demo.
live demo. You see whether I can. If you can see, let me know. Can you see?
Yes.
Wow, many level. Like,
Oh, yeah, but you can see your screen.
how many level you can see?
A lot. It's unlimited. You just
Oh,
you just straight away open another browser or another
Right.
tab.
Just open the what Google Maps.
Just
Oh, it's okay. You open another tab.
like that. Can you
Yes.
see?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, can.
Can see, huh?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, I make an example like this Bandar Utama. Bandar Utama. This is the Bandar Utama place, right? Let me just put Bandar 9 Bukit Timah condos, right? Look into it.
Okay.
So now that's the key thing talk about. I mean, when you talk about to looking, sometimes it's good even before you go, you may want to look into Google Map, because Google Map let you to see around, I mean, again, this is a very good map because straight away you can see that from my top of the screen is north, south is here. I already did my
Ah.
research from there. Okay. So very straightforward. Then you can click this layer, then you can start to see that, oh yeah, you can have this I mean some hilltop on there and stuff like that to see. Yeah. It's again, I mean, example, like if you found that, like for example, this is a hill here. If you can see Bandar Utama Golf Course here, just behind there, the one Bukit Utama is a hill. Anything that pointing in here from south is actually a good property for the compliance of period 9. I believe so. If the condo is tall enough and the house is tall enough to see it, then it has been a good place. But there's no water, whether you got water or not. So then, in a way that I make an example also, if you are staying in this condo and you can look in front at the north side and the northeast slightly, you can see the water is a swimming pool. You may have some activation there. There's no blocking. But like I say, it is not visibility enough. The challenge of do we really need a feng shui master to bring us to go and look again? There's always a challenge. I'm not so sure whether it works, but I think it's easy when you have a Google map to look into it. Like let's say, for example, in Bandar Utama and Damansara Perdana, you can see there's a mountain here. Okay, so if this is the north, then this property in Seri Damansara will be very good when the south is looking into mountain, right? I believe this group of the house are all very good because the south is all hill and mountain. So this actually comply to period 9 for Sri Damansara. Yeah. And then if you talk about north, they don't have water. Maybe there's a challenge part because you can't see any water on that. I think that's a good thing. I try to use to share my experience because I will look into Google Map first, whether something that I want to go and take a look, is it any important? If got water and if got also the mountain, then if both vow to go and take a look. Oh,
But I think I heard before somewhere like even if you really cannot find water, right, then maybe the road will be sort of like a makeshift
River.
kind of river.
That's
Does
like
it work like that?
that's like I say, I did some research by looking into some Hong Kong feng shui master, Malaysia, Singapore, in even China, even Australia. They now these days they post a lot of simple videos on YouTube, And if you look at the conventional ways, is that some people even talk about no need at the house of the southern point, you can just put a water fountain, then you activate it. Yeah, some people put a vase, But like I say, it depends on which level that you believe in them. I mean, to me, I really think it's very simple to just go ahead with how should I say the natural science of feng shui rather than believe in putting something different there. So if they're putting something even there, I think if that activate then it's easier.
Yeah.
then you do need to. So that's why that's why last time in China, people that really go so straightforward to so difficult to build a house, because sometimes I kind of think about it, even like myself, I if I believe in feng shui, it's something about 20 years, So whether you take it or not. So you may take it. If you don't believe it, don't believe it, it's okay. So but if you believe it, then something that will be very important. I in Cantonese, one of the people say, I can just speak Cantonese here a bit. They call it 一命二運三風水四讀書五積德. You know what I mean? The things that can change your life is first is man, is something that you're born to be your fate, right? So you can't change anything if you're born to be a bad life or good life. That's what I heard before. Second is the luck for every year. It will come and go. So the people who prepare will be able to grasp the opportunity. It may not come this year, next year, 10 years, 15 years, but when it comes, you are ready, you grasp it. Yeah. So that's the one, And then the third will be the feng shui, that you can do something to change what is supposed to change in order to make your life much better. Okay, this is one of the third key point. Say Shu is something that you talk about. If you gain knowledge, it will change your life. So you try to value add yourself by changing knowledge to getting much more, I mean, like new learning yourself, that be something will change your life, I mean, in a way. And finally, will be take is talk about you do a lot of charity. When you do charity, it will pay back to you, but you don't ask for it. But I think the God will give you back something. Yeah. So I think that's important. That's why I think feng shui is not really that if you are believe in Chinese civilization and Chinese belief, there's something that the key thing that you will look into it. Like I said, I'm very surprised that for the past 6 months I have been talking to a lot of agents, and even developers. They may not put this thing in mind, but if you look into it, people who willing to pay for premium is, of course, you already do this thing for me. You got my point.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's very important. If not, Joey Yap won't be so lucky. They have a few hundred thousands people going for all the seminars all the time. So that's
Yeah.
very, very important. I
I
just don't
think
know why
most
the
of
missing point here.
I think most of the time when we think about feng shui and our house is normally around like Chinese New Year, right? When we all want to like refresh our homes or maybe look for something new to
Yep.
improve
True. True. True.
our
True. True.
health or wealth.
Yeah, too. I think that it more like you're putting some image there, or write
Mm.
some words there, Chinese words. But this is something that talking about 20 years. I believe if you look into period 9, it's 20 years. So you got time. You look for one. It may really change your life. I mean, I'm not superficially, but sometimes I feel that, yeah, I mean, why not? If I prepare this around to let me fight as well. Yes, Young, what you mean?
That
Yeah.
you're mentioning this one is you're searching mainly for homes, right? So does
Mm-hmm.
this actually also apply to the commercial property or
Yeah,
maybe
it's
the
the same. It's the same.
factory?
I think suppose it's the same everything. So, but I'm talking about. I mean, most is talking about the home. If you get home, then you got
Mm.
it. Then you will be something good on that.
Mm,
I believe it's the same. That anything that you go into the chi is the same on that.
mm.
Yeah.
As long as it's like positive energy, then
Yeah.
commercial or residential also
Yeah.
will
Definitely.
benefit.
Yeah, it's 20 years, I mean, I think it's something that you need to really put an attention to it, I mean, if you get kept really 20 years, not to be superficially like I say, but if you can really prepare all yourself, always be everything ready, why not, Oh, but
Mm,
Google Map is very useful. You see, now you can see, very
Mm.
useful. You
yeah.
can go to Gamuda Curve. You can see also, oh, where is it come from, and is there a bukit or not? The
Mm,
small hill you can't see, but you can see a bukit so far away. But the Kampong Bukit Janggang is so far away. I don't think it can count as your properties. So the only thing is that I discovered that the project here they have a small hill, and the small hill may be count because it's only about a few hundred meters to 1 km away. However, it is
Oh,
not first sight. It's not first sight. Yeah, not first sight. Not easy on that the first sight. Oh,
Joe, just now you got mentioned what Satya Eco or something like that.
it's Satya
eco
Eco. The grandeur and Satya Eco Alam.
Because there's so many eco world.
Oh
So
yeah. I think that's why the good thing about when all these project like ECO World, when they have all the project when they started, like I say, the challenge of getting a second-hand properties, the secondary market is not easy because when someone want to sell, it is so difficult to even find and look for whether it's compliant to feng shui. Period. Nine.
yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, but when you go for a new one, like for example, this a certain eco park, you can okay, I can see that this area got a lot of mountains. Maybe what is the location, the direction looks like, and then you go to do a site inspection yourself, correct? Then you can
Mm.
really. But I even prefer to ask some of the agent. I got one of the developer staff there. You call I think it's very nice. They help me a lot, to even go into the properties up and down, take photo, snap,
Mm,
for you to see. So I mean, you just tell them. I mean, what do you look for? If they're helpful, I think it's something that's good.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah. So it's very good. And that's why you can shoot to the Satya Eco, Satya Alam. For Satya Alam, I went there. Satya Alam also the project. The ECO there, and I found that some properties in some rows comply to that period 9, but it's sold off. It's sold off
Oh,
already.
that
So
means
the
people actually there are people who actually buy
I'm not so
buy
sure.
it because
I'm not so sure. I'm
or
not
maybe
so
they just
sure.
like it.
I'm not so sure. And then some of the properties that I see that now last launch is so it's not really fully compliant, but only like water. So they
Ah,
build some pond on the direction, but for the mountain you can't build a mountain. That's the problem.
Mm,
So that it depends on what you want to look for. Again, if the next 3 years you can find something with mountain and water, why not? So So, but there's no mountain and water. I heard some feng shui masters say it's something that very flat. You better move away. I think the south part, I think whatever in Damansara, Bandar Utama, this part is actually more mountain and those hills, hilltops, hills that you can first look for. There's something that if you're far away, you may not find. And a lot of development now in Gaboda Curve, like Putrajaya, Cyberjaya, and that part of the world is actually quite flat, to be honest. You may not easy to find mountain, but you can get water because of a lot of the wetlands and also the man-made lakes there. But to get hill is not easy. But hill around this area, Bandar Utama, Damansara Height, even Bangsa, is full of hills, that you can really look into it. But the new project is very limited. And that is the key thing that you can't choose, you see. Difficult to choose now, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can share more in the future when I visit more. While during the hunting of my home, then I will share the next project when I go there and I bring along. Maybe I will put in some of the pictures and video, and I can share 15-minute sessions, to talk about that area and then what is there and what can be there.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah,
Because
it's
Yeah.
interesting.
I also wondering is like when you are traveling to all these places, right? How do you experience it? Like what kind of question you ask them?
Oh, I straight away will ask them, I will look into their overall plan of so that depends. Right? If you look for a home that for compliant to period 9, you will look at the master plan. Okay. From the master plan, then you look in the surrounding and also the hill and also the water, if that is your main objective. Okay. But of course, if you're looking for a house, an apartment for a team or something that you would like to, like for example, near a university, near a primary college, or near a primary school, that is a different objective, you see. So from that, then you got nothing to worry. Then you just have a school, it's done. Yeah. So that all depends on what you want to look for. But I guess if you got a township that comply to good school, good new school, that build a new school, primary school there, new secondary school there, then you got own shopping mall. You don't have to get out. I mean, very convenient, all connected. Especially if you got transport-oriented project like even MRT nearby, that is very good in capital appreciation value. And needless to say, if you have the kind of feng shui element, then I think you got it.
Yeah. So for agents, actually, like it's more of a add-on kind of thing that
Knowledge,
they can acknowledge, and also something that they can add on to maybe get more interest from their potential
Yeah,
clients.
I think so. Because why when you have a land owner to come to an agent, I want to sell a house, I want to rent a house. So sometimes I feel that too many people will just only advertise on the Estate123 or maybe in the property or property guru, that's done. And some people will look for some agency who help them to manage the property, then done. Okay. But to me, I found that there's still not much of team and value selling. But you may see some people when you reach 2, 3, 4 million, that kind of property that you can see. But for small one, why not? If you can equip that knowledge, you can help people who find a good home to stay there if they like to be compliant with period 9. So why not? I got some property, to be honest, with long-term people who rent from me 10 years. They never want to go away because they found that they still want to buy. I don't want to sell, and then they just feel that there is the place that they want to retire. So since it's a good place for them, so it's very dependent. Yeah. So look for some good quality people. I mean, it's very important. Even rental market. So those that the short-term one, they will go in 1 or 2 years' time, right? So that depends on how you want to move strategy on that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think we are almost out of time here.
All right.
Now.
Oh yeah, time flies.
And we actually learned quite a lot from Joe about this period 9 feng shui and like.
I hope it helps.
Property. Yes.
Yeah, I hope it helps. And then and some ideas, and we can see how we can all look for ideal properties together. So all our life will live even better.
Yeah.
I think that's important. Healthy, make more money, and happy, and then all go together.
Yes.
Positive vibes from the house is better.
Exactly. Exactly.
風水嘛。
Yeah, 風水啦。
Okay.
一命二運三風水四讀書五積德。I always believe on that.
Okay, that one is good advice. I think.
Yeah.
Because some things you cannot change, something you can change.
Yeah, no, that's why it's true. If your life you cannot change, why you want to be so negative about it? You have to be positive. Even you're born to be bad luck, So because you can't change, So something you can change, you change. Something you cannot change,
Yeah.
just move forward and be positive. Oh,
It goes for
Right.
property also.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
Okay.
thank you, Joe,
Thanks,
No,
Joe.
thanks.
for
Thanks
sharing
a
your
lot for your time
experience
as
with us.
well. Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Joe.
thanks.
All right.
Okay,
Bye
thanks.
bye.
Bye.